best thing to do.
I can't wait to hang with Caribou and get my head straight. Wake and bake. I can't wait to hang with Caribou and get my head straight. Wake and bake. I can't wait. Think this is time too.
But yeah, I love that. Yeah, I fucking love it too. How's everybody doing today? Sunday morning, happy wake and bake day. I see Drizzt's all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, so we'll say hello to him first. Drizzt, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Caribou. Man, it's been a big week for mail calls for me. I got 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And
shit.
everything's been going really good. Can't wait to start this new run once I get this Coots mix going.
Awesome. You're going to the Coots mix. Are you mixing that by hand, or you started like by yourself, adding your own amenities, or are you able to buy that online somewhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the kit off of Build a Soil. They got that kit right on Build a Soil, and I'm gonna get the kit. You got to get some other stuff for it, but I mean, it's not too much. The kit's mostly everything.
Damn, that sounds like good times. What are you planning on running there when you get to all that running up again?
Oh man, I got so many dang things that I got to run. I'll bet you. I mean, I've never had this many different seeds at one time in my whole life. I'll bet you I got 60 or 70 different packs of seeds, different kinds. And man, I'm just happy to have all of the stuff I got.
It's a good feeling. I remember kind of when you get your first couple packs of seeds and you're like, it's so cool, and you got like these strains and all that, and then it's just it keeps coming, and before you know it, you got more strains than you know what to do with. You'll have a pack of seeds that you bought with the intentions of sprouting them in the real near future, but then it's just like stuff just keeps coming and getting dropped in front of it, and before you know, that one pack of seeds is now way the hell back there because you got all these other goodies that you want to get going on it. So it's
exactly. I've got stuff from last year that I've been wanting to run. I've been wanting to run this Slurricane for like a year now, and I just never get around to it because something always better comes up, or I tell somebody, somebody says, hey, here's some seeds. I say, oh man, I'll make them the next run, It's always some kind of thing that gets put in front of these poor things, and I got to do some at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can't even fucking talk this morning. It's so early. Last time we were talking there, you'd done a little bit of breeding to make a little bit of a seed supply for yourself. You want to tell us about what you made there?
Yeah, I just F2'd everything I had. I happened to have a male and a female of each, so I F2'd every one of them. Like I got the Franklin's Tower, I F2'd Pure Love. That's the Haze. I did that one. And Lady Marmalade. So I've got a few seeds of each one of those, probably 300 or so better of each one.
Shit, yeah, that'll keep you going for a good long while. That's interesting as hell, man. So did you have like the new proud parent moment when you're like popping seeds out of the flower at first? You're like, oh, look at the life I created. And like going and showing your old lady and stuff like that, and she's looking at you like you're maybe been kicked in the head by a horse or something like that. And
actually, you know, it wasn't that kind of a thing because I was, number one, I didn't know how many seeds to expect, and I was expecting more seeds than what I did get. And number two is when I collected the pollen, I fucked up on collecting the pollen. So although I got these ones, I mean, that's the only ones. I'd have to grow another male to get more pollen than that. So I know I'm quite a ways away from being, you know, a really good breeder. I wouldn't even consider myself a pollen chucker yet, you know.
you got to start somewhere though. That's literally everybody who's mastered anything. They all started off as a beginner at whatever their mastered craft is, including breeders. So it's great stuff. Let's we got another guy who's been playing with some pollen chucking fairly recently. Fluffykins, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing? I was laughing when you were talking about, you know, going to pop out the seeds and, you know, you go show your old lady because you're all fucking proud of what you did, you know, all that silly shit. She looks at you like, yeah, mine looked at me and she goes, so you let nature do what it does? Great job. Great job. You did a fantastic job, dear. You know, she still pats me on my back, you know, give me my good puppy. I wag my tail and I walk away. So
but that's where you got to be like, but nature didn't do this. I did this.
Yeah, I
am all powerful.
Yeah, man. I made the calls. You know, I found you know the lady with the daughter who needed the fucking guy hook. You know, and I did the work, man. I'm a matchmaker. That's what I am. I'm not a pollen chucker. I'm a matchmaker.
I like that.
But I got some of those. You know, I was telling you about the new sensory plants that I'm playing with. So I now have those popping out. So I've got little, you know, when I was germinating the seeds and everything, it was a neat one actually. They wanted me to germinate them in boiling water. I've never heard that shit in my life, but they're like, yeah. So, you know, boil the water. As soon as you turn the flame off, dump the seeds in there, let them sit for 48 hours. I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't like that at all. But I did it. And, you know, I was sitting there every, you know, like we all do, every 5 minutes, I'm checking the water. And then my wife would be like, hey, what are you doing? I said, oh, well, I'm looking at my seeds. She goes, is anything happening? I said, no. It sure isn't, but it's gonna soon.
Just in case it does happen.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's fucked up though. Germinate them in boiling water, eh?
Yeah,
I've heard some plant strains they'll only germinate after like wildfires come through and to heat it up that, but I've never heard of boiling water. That's effed up.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, but I've got about, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 little seedlings up now. They're kind of right now they look like they have a cotyledon, just like you know, our cannabis plants. So it's actually, I think this plant's going to look a little bit like maybe like a freak show ish. You know, it's got long, skinny fern like leaves, but when you touch it, they all curl up and fucking droop down and look dead, and then they come back to life when you leave it alone. So I'm really excited. I want to bust in there and see if the little seedlings will fucking start moving, but I don't want to fuck them up. So. You know how we do when we get too excited about plants.
Yeah, we destroy shit. I didn't mean to. What are we looking at, Rick?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Yeah, this is my latest. Just finished bringing everything down yesterday. It's Driz Mitten or Knitten? I'm gonna have to look it up again. From Exotic Genetics, but incredible smell. Checking out all that purple in there. Really, really nice.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. I have a serious problem, and I'm hoping I can get some advice here. By the way, I see Prophet in the house here. talking little shit. Like, what's he got something up his ass? I don't know. Anyway, that's his fucking problem. So what happened was, like, because of this time of the year, it's so dry. When I was drying this crop, it was like really too dry. Right now, it's all finished. I'm supposedly curing it, and but we're sitting. I think it was 37% humidity in my container last night. I threw some Bovita packs in there, and then I just took a cup of water and placed it in the container, sealed it, and this morning it was 44%. I still have a long way to go. And so I was hoping maybe I could pick up a couple of tips as to what I can do to carefully rehydrate my flower.
I know that a couple times I've had to put some leaves. I get some cannabis leaves. I don't know if you have anything in veg or not, or if you have any fresh leaves available, but that's one way. Fluff kind of taught me to introduce, it's hard to try to reintroduce moisture back into the buds itself without degrading it. But the Bovita packs, if you can add the leaf in with it, it's moisturizing it instead of it just being the Bovita in there. Because sometimes just a Bovita, I feel like, can rob terpenes, but I'm also super new at using them, so I might not even be using them correctly. I heard there's like a time before you want to throw them in with fresh cannabis. But like I said, also I'm learning just as much. That's just the limited knowledge I do have.
It's all those old school tips, like just stripping, a fresh leaf and, putting that in will help, either add that moisture, kind of help regulate a little bit. So, you can put one in and then you kind of watch it just curl up, suck that moisture right out of that leaf. It happens fairly quickly when you're too dry. So, pluck that leaf back out, put another one back in, and, you kind of, at that point, you really got to pay attention to what you're doing. You don't want to, obviously over wet your buds again. But, if you throw one in, give it a day or two, see what it looks like afterwards, and let that, don't constantly be opening and closing it. If you're trying to get a little hydration back in there, that's got to all settle back in, so.
Yeah. Thank you.
Adam in chat said a piece of lettuce ain't bad either. So, and that's not a bad idea. A piece of lettuce is 90% water and very little flavor. So,
now would you have to try to have against like the fresh bud though, right? Like with it being so wet.
You just got to pay attention, maybe give it a little shake every once in a while to move stuff around so that, it's not, and stuff isn't just sitting around too often,
And if I put, for example, I've heard of like orange peel or apple peel, but then it could possibly change the smell. That's what I would think. Yeah. So
orange definitely good. That's something we used to do back in college days with that brickweed. We used to throw some orange peels in there and make it smell and taste a little bit better.
Okay.
I used to use apple slices was one of my go-tos when you need to wick a little bit of more moisture into your bag of weed. Yeah. And then I've tried bread slices too, but then you get like chunks of breadcrumbs in your doobies and stuff like that. And,
I'd honestly be worried about like yeast spores and weird shit like that. Bread has a tendency to want to mold real easy and have things like that around. So that one would just kind of tweak me out just a little bit.
I thought you were kind of tweaked out as it was already though, Fluff. So this is just, maybe it'll help you out if anything.
Yeah, right.
You're like, no, it won't.
I mean, I could see maybe, like I've got that, your Super Silver Haze, it's got a nice little orange nose to it with with that kitty litter fucking weird funk that's going on, that I'm super stoked. It's drying now, actually. Everything from the big tents down, it's all drying right now. So I'll be getting into that stuff soon. But I wonder if, if you had something that was just a little high in orange terps and you just added an orange peel, if it would just help accentuate it a little bit, or if you would even notice, or if it would add something worse. I don't know, because I've never had a real high orange terp, flower personally. So, that one will be fairly new to me, but that'd be a neat little thing to try. I mean, if you have those high orange terps, what would an orange peel hurt,
Good point. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, now, damn, Fluff, you're giving me ideas here. I might actually try that, because I do got some orange gasm curing up right now, and it does have a nice sweet orangey smell to it. But I've got 2 phenos on the go. The first pheno that I've tried, the smell was there, and then when you bag it up, cure it up, and also I let it dry too much before I bagged it up. The smell faded, I guess, and the taste faded off from what it was originally expecting there. So I wonder if maybe throwing a fucking orange peel in there just, will do anything. The worst thing it's going to do is nothing, right? In theory.
Right. I mean, if you're already something heavily oranged and you're just adding a little orange, I mean, you ain't fucking losing nothing. The worst thing I could see is, an orange peel is so acidic that, maybe it might add a bitterness or something, where like the rind contacted a bud. But that's the only thing I could think of, really. But I might try it just for fucking shits and giggles. Because, I mean, hell, I just cut a fucking nug off, one of my plants down there that I just wanted to try. It's been sitting out. It's about 3/4 wet, but I'm still giving it a fucking try right now, because, that's what we do when we really want to try something. And I've been excited about this plant for a long time. So,
well, see, because now I'm actually wondering, because I don't know a lot about moonshine making, but I know a guy that my grandpa's friend from fucking years ago, back when I was a kid, one of those old school moonshine makers, and he used to make flavored moonshines. I remember going down to the room where he used to do his stuff with my grandpa the one time, and he used to have all these certain jars down there sitting open, and he would have oranges sitting there dangling over the jars, and it was somehow apparently pulling the flavor into the jar. And like, these, we're not talking about like nice looking oranges anymore. Like, you just kind of hang them from your fishing line or whatever, and then they shrivel up and get all gross, and as oranges would with they sit out with age. And shit,
I don't know why, but I'm just suddenly thinking of something else that kind of shrivels up when you get older. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Listen, I don't know what's going on
you're acting like it was never unshriveled.
Especially in the weather we have around here these days, man. You pull that out to pee outside, and all of a sudden you've got an innie and not an outie.
So I don't want to tell stories out of school, but like, obviously Prophet's got a bee in his bonnet. Is there something going on that this old boomer doesn't have a clue about? Like,
dude, wait, that was like you're really bringing the fucking old school back with that. He's got a bee in his bonnet, huh? That sounds very aggravating.
I wanted to say something. He's got something up his ass, but with this crowd, I mean, that's just a common occurrence when things end up being boofed. So I had to go old school on that one. So anyway,
I just figured he's a fucking troll, and we don't give him any. We just won't give him any attention. So
yeah,
okay.
If he wants to gone, let him be gone, man. We're just fuck his games.
Yeah. Well, if he was contributing a little bit more to the show, I'd say, hey, maybe we should, but
you gotta be a fucking grower to be able to contribute on, the minimalist of grow shows that we do here. I mean, you got to be able to show some kind of fucking skill. Fuck.
There's more to just than talking over people and not using that fucking mute button, right? Letting all that background info noise and shit in on us. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Anyway, so we're
oh man, I was talking about skateboarding and stuff.
Yeah, I've never seen evidence of it.
He's not doing. No, but dude, I want to see a picture of him back in the day with the Jinkos on the fucking skateboard, you know, maybe ollieing on a fucking pool or something, you know, nice action shot. Because, you know, every guy who skates like he talks, he's got to have one somewhere.
You would think so.
It seems like it's a lot of talk, no action. I hear about his incredible skills as a tattoo artist, but like, what has he got to show for it?
Exactly, right? Nothing. All talk. All fucking talk.
Anyway, fuck him.
Exactly. That's what I say. Fuck that guy.
How do you?
What's going on, man?
What's up, fuckers? We getting rid of
What the fuck?
fucking here to stay. I fucking make shit happen.
Prophet, what the fuck you doing, man?
I'm a fucking enigma, alright? When I walk into a room, I decarboxylate the fucking oxygen, alright? You start a petition. You start a riot.
Dude, seriously?
I'm fucking here to stay.
You gonna pull this shit right now?
You think you motherfuckers are gonna get rid of me?
Come on, man. You don't have to do this.
Are you fucking out of your goddamn mind?
You better do this.
I fucking run this shit, motherfucker. Fucking be here forever. And also, can't wait to see your sexy faces.
Yeah, so to all the gossip queens and stuff like that like to spread rumors over stupid fucking shit. Prophet ain't fucking going nowhere. That's our boy.
I'm here, man.
Good to see you, my friend.
You all.
Thank
Thank you,
Prophet.
video.
I
I
miss
didn't
all
get to
you.
see that before.
The 2
What's up,
days that I was in
Prophet?
care, dude, it was like I thought about going to therapy for a little while. I was telling Caribou, fucking, I need you fuckers. That 2 day hurt. Like missing my plants. It's fucked up, man. I don't like that feeling with other human beings. It's weird.
Yeah, it's we're glad to have you back, man. So I think an explanation is in order for this one. Basically, Prophet never misses shows ever. He's the most reliable person on the panel, straight up. And he missed a couple in a row. You're allowed to miss shows around here, guys. It's the way it is. This is a fucking hobby. But he misses 2 in a row, and we've got a very caring group of people around here. And you start getting the messages, yo, is Prophet okay? He never misses show. What's up? And then before long, you start hearing rumors that fuck Prophet's leaving the show. And I'm just like, what? Prophet's leaving the show? Where the fuck's this coming from? And so we just decided to have a little bit of fun. And so I kind of reached out to Prophet yesterday morning. It was like, dude, you want to play with some rumors? And Prophet likes to start shit, kind of like I like to start shit. So we're like, yeah, let's do this. And we're in the middle of kind of putting together a plan for what this do. I was like, dude, I don't want this to sound like infighting because that just looks bad for the show that we're all at each other's throats and shit like that. And I'm kind of talking to Fluff to let him know what me and Prophet are thinking. And before I know it, Prophet's in the Discord talking about I chewed his ass out for missing shows and he's booted off the fucking show. And then all of a sudden you got people in the Discord that are going like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? You know, like it's there was no warning for this, is I guess what they're saying. And then you get people kind of freaking out what's going on. And then I was like, well, maybe we should just shut this down in the Discord right now, Prophet. People are, you know, and then we kind of thought about it. We're like, no, we're having the exact effect that we want to. People think there's fuck crazy shit going on. So let's play with it. We got into the cannabis yesterday and started having a fucking kind of throwing fucking diss tracks back at each other off of Spotify and having some fun with that. And then I spent about 12 hours making that fucking 50-second video you guys just watched. That was
Your videography skills are. I commend you, my friend. I commend you, buddy.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was good, dude.
Yeah.
It came pretty close to what the original thought was, right? We wanted it like fucking the almighty Prophet, right? That's I think that's what that video clip was.
I got it down in 2 takes, guys. Not bad.
I ain't gonna lie. When you told me about it, it came out a lot better than I thought you were gonna be able to make it. That was fucking. I like that a lot. That was a good job, guys.
Well, the thing is like if I would have started that about 4 hours earlier in my day, there was a few tweaks and touches because I just finished that about 4 hours ago. to like 2:30 in the morning my time, and it was like I was at the point where I'm fading, and when you're trying to do fine detail editing and you end up actually you tweak something and you end up fucking up, and having to go back and fix it, it was just making things worse. So but I appreciate the thumbs up on that one you guys are giving me. It's I had a lot of fucking
You did
fun.
great, man. You did great. Like
I had a lot of fun working with
came
you on
out
that one,
amazing.
dude, Prophet.
I'm so glad we got to do that. And it was so funny because if people in Discord were actually paying attention, I mentioned what happened to me the night prior. And then you messaged me, asked me if I was all right. I told you what went down. And then I decided just to go back and say, oh, Caribou messaged me. And then I just ran with the whole, he chewed my ass out. Fucking, I threw Fluff's name on there that he was probably next on the panel. He's running around like a wild woodman with a fucking chainsaw chopping panel members. Everybody needs to watch out. So it made Caribou look like the bad guy for a little while. And then there were lines being drawn about,
I think that was the best part when you started running with it. Like you just totally threw Caribou under the bus, and Caribou's like, "Hey, wait a minute, that's not what we talked about."
I threw you under the bus too, and I was like, "Fluffy never
yeah,
asked to throw me under the bus. Fuck him. He never asked."
To me, here's the actual absolute best part. So we kind of tried to move that from the Discord over to Cannabuzz so that we're not fucking up our nice herd mentality that we have over in the Discord. And Driz reads what's going on in the Discord. So he knows that we're all fucking around, but we don't know that he knows. So when I'm talking to Prophet last night and we're filming his little bit there on the Zoom, he's like, yo, I think Driz is actually fucking pissed at me, yo. And he starts talking about how fucking Driz is just tearing him off. Like, fucking Caribou's been carrying you for the last year, you useless sack of shit.
Call me a sack
replace you with an amoeba. Like, holy fuck, man. Don't fuck with me. I'll sick Driz on you, motherfuckers.
Dude, he was pissed. He was using words I've never even heard before. I was like, holy shit.
Driz looks like such a nice guy until he opens his mouth to start making fun of Prophet. And then I don't know what happens, but you bring out evil in that man.
I love it. He's the one that keeps me grounded too. But I came this close to privately hitting up Dritz and being like, yo, this is fake, right? But I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to run with it. If he thinks it's real, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, Dritz. Fuck Caribou. Fuck this whole crew. I don't care. What do you got to say about it?
Dude, it was perfect, man. I read that fucking Cannabuzz and I'm like, oh shit, okay. Well, this is gonna be fun because I always bag on you anyway, man. It's our thing.
Hell yeah, it is.
And anybody
that's why I was so disappointed. I was like, shit, I hope Dritz ain't mad at me, dude. I fucking love Dritz. Like, he's the first one to tell me to fuck myself besides Fluff.
No, he just saw the opportunity to shit all over Prophet. He jumped all over that with 2 feet.
Well played. Because you had me hook, line, and sinker. I was like, I'm going to owe this dude an apology come tomorrow. Or he's going to owe me one or the other.
Dude, I played it to the perfect. I mean, it was great.
You did great. You did great. You even had me stumped, and I was the one starting the whole thing.
You should know better, dude. That's our thing, man.
Yeah. See, I was pretty sure, but there was no laugh emojis. It was just all angry fucking emojis, and I was just like, he could be joking, but he usually throws a laugh one in there to prove that he's busting my ball, but it wasn't there, and that's what kind of threw me off. I was like, he ain't laughing about anything, bro.
No, you should know that I would have read that, dude. You should have known I would have read that. I would never fucking be that way to you, dude. If I was that way, there'd be no emojis. I'd just say, fuck you, Prophet. Bye, I'm done.
Well, you pretty much said that before.
No.
It's like
you pretty much said, fuck you, Prophet. You didn't say, I'm done.
I said,
bye.
fuck you, Prophet. I do that all the time, but, I'm just saying, I would not put out emojis and shit. I just fucking book. Dude, later.
Nice.
Bang.
Good to know. So if I see emojis, I'm okay. Once they go on, I'm fucked.
There you go.
We're all adults here, all right? If you see an emoji, obviously we're good, all right? Because that's how adults do. We send emojis when things are fine, right? When there's no emoji, right? You've touched a nerve. We're getting too real.
Like, what's an emoji? How do I touch one?
Well, we don't know. We as you know, the boomers we don't know what an emoji is.
They're like Pokemon.
We know there's that little smiley fucker. It's the smiley fuckers, that.
Yeah. They
The
show
hey,
your
I'm fucking
feelings and
around things.
emotions. Like right now, there's no emoji that could express the feelings I'm feeling right now.
Dread and horror that you stayed on the show.
Yes.
So we're missing Green Goddess this morning. She's taken a little ill, but hopefully she's on the mend. We miss you.
Thoughts are with you, Green Goddess. Hopefully you get better soon. We miss you.
Ooh, you know what? I was fucking around and I cut a lower off of some of that Black Forest like 2 days ago. You know, I've been showing that one off a lot, and it's only like a day and a half of dry. I trimmed it off and I decided I was going to try to vape some to see what it tastes like. Man, this stuff is going to be fucking amazing. Like, it is fire. I can already get the taste. The freshness kind of sucks, you know, because like I said, I chopped it off the plant 2 days ago and I'm smoking it now. So, but whew, I don't think I was telling Rosin man there in chat that I was gonna, you know, maybe do like a 60, 70, and 80 because I have 3 plants. They're all very close in, you know, like look, structure, and everything. So the phenos are very close to each other. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do a 60, 70, and 80 because I almost never pull. Maybe like once I pulled one at 60 and it was what I would consider done. But almost always at least 70, 75, you know, is in mind. Is 70, 75. And I like to go 80 because I like that real sedative, you know, narcotic smoke. So there's no way. I took some close-ups, you know, I took some macro shots the other day. I mean, we are cloudy already. It's 60 on the dot. We're good and cloudy. There's some ambers already showing up on the buds. So I think I'm definitely pulling probably like 62 days and then probably 65. I might do like a 73 or something, you know, just to see, but they are finishing up quick. Shit's looking great, man. And off of this, this little taster. I am super happy. I'm super stoked. I think this is exactly what I was looking for. So, cheers to you, brother.
I'm on a speed hunt. I found one. Thanks to Dave. It's Matterhorn.
Still fucking here.
It's fuck you. Fix your hearing aid. You're not hearing us correctly. It's Matterhorn. This cross. But I also found the next step up of coffee, which I'm also thinking about going after. But granted, they're kind of pricey and shit like that. All from Northwest or whatever. Neptune Scene Bank, Pacific Northwest roots. But it's the KF Coffee BX2.
You got to tell your story and then turn the camera. We can't hear you. No, not that one, not that one.
What are you working on, DP? Got cycling in some plants here and there. What you got going on?
It's still catching up on some back work. These are just the ones I got in veg. This one's one of the Chongo terpene titties from Chest Banger. I got 3 of those, 2 Morning Dew, and a Party On from Jinx Proof. I'm really excited about that one. Pre-98 crossed with Bubblegum. Bubblegum was one of my favorites back in the day. So when I got
like
that,
the old Indiana bubblegum.
what's that?
Is that like the old Indiana bubblegum?
Yeah, probably is what I'm assuming. Yeah, it was way back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, early 2000s. Yeah, because I was down in Columbus. But yeah, excited about that. I got the autos going. Those are doing pretty good. So yeah, got the Slurricane and flower with the Slurricane and the Banana Daddy. I have the number 3 pheno in the flower tent right now. I'm gonna veg out the number 2 a little bit longer. I'm probably gonna end up cutting a clone off of it because it went into re-veg real bad. So it's bounced back pretty good by now, and I'm just waiting for a good viable clone to be able to cut, and I'll get a couple of clones going off that. I got the Gary Payton and the Oreos. I got those clones going. those are coming along really well. And hell yeah.
Rosman was just saying he was looking for like a good bubble gum. Dave's not here. Sent me that T1000 Jarro that he said was very bubblegum leaning. And I believe that. I don't remember if I popped the bubblegum pheno or the purple pheno, but he says that son of a bitch is like just pink hubba bubba bubblegum, man. So when I get some of that up, if we got a good bubblegum, I'll let you know.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Those are the next ones that I'm throwing in the water. Is going to be those testers from Dave. Just got to figure out a whole, space situation.
Anybody wants to try it? I got bubblegum kush crossed with Gorilla Glue. It was pollinated outdoors. It was an outdoor grow. I haven't tried them, but I mean, they went through the proper process, correct?
Sounds like it could be all right.
Like I said, I got them. If anybody wants them, fucking hit me up. I don't have time. There's too many other things I want to play with, like some seeds and myself, and
Yeah, but I noticed you got a lot of empty space in that room now. You need to fill it up.
Hey, good morning, Johnny.
Wait for my load to come in. All right. I only have a couple of things that I got. I got the fucking mammoth pea. I got the fucking big bag of aminos. I got the all-in-one grill from Raw, which I'm glad about. But as I look through the freaking thing, I'm like, all right, well, you don't have fucking silica in there. You didn't have amino acids. That's why I bought it. When in the Bloom one, they didn't have amino acids. So like I'll look through the all-in-ones, and they are missing some of it, and their numbers aren't as high. So, I also got to go through and individually grab a few other things. But the all-in-one saves me time, especially during veg. I don't have to bust my balls during veg. I can just boom, 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 do it. Everything's good. But I got a nice little lineup I got coming. Once my leg gets here, I'll show you guys everything I just fucking got. But I got the biggest bottle of fucking mammoth pea they had, which probably was stupid, but still whatever. I got it.
Can't be too big.
Yeah, they keep telling me that, but then they tap out. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well,
I swear to God.
I'm just that White Widow. That's what she told me. So
Yeah,
I was able
that's
to
a Canadian
get,
thing, bro. You guys are in the cold.
I was able to use Mammoth for like the past 3 years, and I've never bought a bottle of Mammoth. Like every time I would go into the fucking grow store, they were fucking super cool and like hook me up with a little Mammoth sample. So every time I'd fucking run out, I just fucking go over to the grow store, pick me up a little sample of fucking Mammoth. Well, damn it, the last few times I went in there, I think they're on my shit. They ain't giving me no more fucking samples of Mammoth.
Yeah, I wasn't fucking around. I was like, you know what? Just give me the biggest bottle you got. I'm trying to buy enough so I don't have to fucking deal with anything for like 5 years.
so I assume it has a shelf life. This shit, eh? Hey, Johnny, you were showing us.
Now you gotta make me check that. Fuck.
Dark,
You know how much changes
dark
in like
cool
one
area.
Year?
Say again?
I don't know how like somebody can try to prepare for a 5-year
What are you
plot.
talking about? I grew with HPSs and the same dudes for like 6. I'm finally
but
changing over.
You're with us now. Like changes
But
happen.
that doesn't mean I have to
You don't even
jump
know
on
what you got
every new.
yourself involved in, Prophet. You don't even know. Pretty soon you're gonna have fucking worm bin, all sorts of shit, man. It's over with.
Yeah, Johnny, you were showing us a box. It might have been an AC Infinity fan, or are you just installing something new there?
Where?
That was a grow tent.
Oh, that was my grow tent. That was that's that T1000 crossed with Bubba Kush from Dave. I talked
yeah.
to him yesterday or 2 days ago. Waiting for him to pop up.
Okay. Yeah, I was watching a podcast, and somebody was saying that the way AC Infinity is going, they're gonna maybe ultimately put some kind of a controller together, because they do it all. They do the lights, they do the fans, they do the tents, and put it all
new
together.
controller out. that does a whole lot of shit. I haven't looked into it because I don't do a whole lot of the fucking, you know, automation. And I'm not a fan of, you know, like I'm not going to cycle my fans, you know, here and there and other, you know, they're either running or they're not. That's kind of how I got mine. But I do know that I just recently saw they have a giant big multi-controller that I think they're trying to control humidity, temperature, and fans. All it's, you know.
Yeah, yeah, but you know, and I want to remember to maybe bring this up with 40 because he's a representative for AC Infinity. But I just got the 6-inch fan, and I still haven't programmed it. But somebody was saying that the way that controller is set up, it's set up so that if the humidity gets too high, the fan goes on, or temperature, either or, the fan goes on. And if the temperature gets too low or the humidity gets too low, the fan goes on. So, I mean, what does it do? It just, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, if it can,
it helps circulate.
Cycles it lower. So, you know, say you're, you know, you get a high humidity and temperature spike, right? So the fan kicks on to like 10, right? Normally it's sitting at say 5, but all of a sudden, you know, it wasn't able to keep up. So it ramps up how hard that fan's running to expel the air. So it's not the fact that it starts and stops. It's the fact of how hard it's running to do the process that you're trying to do.
Okay. Fuck it. Okay. Well, I get it. Well, then I'm going to get on that fucking. But here's the instruction manual for this fucking thing. Okay. And guess what? This is for the 6-inch AC Infinity.
Oh yeah.
And guess what?
This is all how to program.
Huh? What?
That's why I still haven't programmed mine yet, Uncle Rick. It's because they gave me that big ass instruction booklet and
I love the audio book.
Threw it up.
I've got
the audio book, Rick.
Infinity fans, and I've never figured out how to program them either, man. I know how to up the fans. I got the on them to where about I want them, but
here's my
ridiculous.
commitment.
The guys that sell you the fan is in our fucking panel, and you're not asking him like, "Hey, how do I hook this up?"
He sells them. He doesn't operate them. There's a difference.
40?
He hooks them up. He's hooked them all up. I don't give a damn. There ain't nothing in that store he ain't played with.
40?
Hold on, you're not allowed to say anything. You still get up every morning and like hit corners on films. You know, you got no room to talk on the setup.
I'm not saying nothing. All I'm saying.
I think that's
what you're saying is irrelevant.
I'm just saying, there's a guy that does this shit, and you're fucking not even asking him. You know. You want to know how to insulate? I'll walk you through it.
So basically, Rick, what you got to do.
I've never done this before, but if I was going to.
What do you want, Dritz? I know you're running your mouth. What you got going on under there?
Here's my.
That's the first time I ever heard you be a tenderfoot. You backed off so quick it wasn't even funny.
Shit. Yeah. Okay. Here's my deal. Coming from this high-tech individual right here. Okay. I'm gonna have this fucker figured out, and I'll have a video up. Yeah. I swear. Here, my word. Thursday, I'll have a video by Friday. Did I say Friday? Saturday. I'll have a video by Sunday. Next Sunday, okay, on this show, okay, I'll have a video. Put the money away. But
how much you want to bet? Come on.
No. Easy money.
How much you want to bet? Bring it on.
Easy.
So Rick, money. I think the thing people forget is that when you're setting that fan up, a lot of people, you know, they say, oh, you know, I got my points, right? So if it gets at 85, I want it to like drop, but they don't set a low fan speed. So they set like the temperature or something, but they totally forget to set the fan speed that they want their fan to be running at. So that's what you got to do. You got to set your temperature point, and then you set your fan point.
Precisely, because that's exactly what I was thinking. I bought a piece of shit that, what does this do for me, man? I could have bought a $12 fucking timer, and had my fan go on and off like this. But so anyway, yeah, now I'm inspired.
Well, I'm looking
This
forward to
fan
it.
is much fancier. It runs quieter. It's got the fancy clock display on it. Like it's
But let's be
You-
honest, I bought the motherfucker to put it on max. I bought it to run as hard as it can all the time, but have a cool display so I can see that it's doing that and what temperatures and humidities. That's I bought it for the cheap temperature and humidity sensor. Really, is all I fucking did.
So
And the great fan.
So when I saw it over at Caribou's, I thought, oh fuck, that's cool. It's like on the outside, and it's really neat. And of course, I don't have an AC Infinity 10. I mean, I just thought about something with magnets, but I'll figure it out. But oh no, mine is zap strapped to the fucking, the roof. So I gotta like bend over, reach, look way up, and then twist it to read the motherfucker. So yeah. We're gonna have to.
You haven't filmed you bending over for any of us. That's fucked up, man. That could go right to Patreon.
Oh, I could give you one right now, but
no, it's gotta be private so everybody can't get it. They have to get to
it. Okay, moving on. Okay, Thursday, it's a deal. No, Sunday.
Next Sunday, right? Next Sunday.
I'll take that back.
I'll dab to that, Rick.
Okay, Chuck's asking, I have a 6-inch fan, Chuck. My light on?
Give the guy credit, man. It's cold again.
I think my light is on.
So what's everybody smoking on, dabbing on today? I got to try out some of that Jack the Ripper yesterday. It didn't get a full cure on it. Just I wanted to pull a sample nug out and see how it did. I gotta say, I kind of it's fun to smoke, but I fucked up some of these plants on this run, and you can see where I overwatered and had to give them time to dry out, and like a good long time to dry out. So they missed out on like a week and a half of watering, I think. Just trying to feed them good and lots while I was working out of town and did that whole thing. So you could see how where they were in the tent and they got watered to shit and basically had to skip a bunch of meals for a while. And the stuff that was kind of right beside them, like say the grape diamonds, different strain, different breeder and everything like that. But you can see the stuff that didn't get overwatered was just rocking along and real happy, and blah, 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 blah. And there's a whole lot of girth I'm missing on this. So once again, I'm having girth issues in my life. And this time we're just talking about plants.
You should add some potassium into your life.
Actually, I do use a lot of potassium in my stuff.
I meant you should ingest some potassium if you want to help your girth.
Oh, does that works for me too? Just kind of like how I wanted to jerk off.
I see it work for a plant. Why not?
Make it real massive.
Fucking eat the bananas. I mean, there's got to be a reason to shit that way.
Chat right now.
Uncle Rick's gone rogue.
Oh, hey, I got a good one.
You got
to get one here, DP. I need some info. All right, I'm gonna go grab some fucking dabs right from the old dispo. This doesn't happen very often, but who should I be looking for? I was looking at like Nature's Race.
No clue anymore, bro. No clue.
Yeah, you're not fucking hitting it much either.
Yeah, I really have no clue.
I told you.
You can find Shelby's Farm, but they usually don't have too much on the concentrate side unless it's RSO.
Who did you say? Bedford?
No, Bedford does have good stuff though. I don't know where they are on the list. I just know like a lot of them are now, and they just don't. A lot of them don't even know it, half the time. But allegedly, but yeah. I tell you the truth, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. If you find something you want, and they're not total douches, whatever, man, enjoy it. But
yeah, I mean, I think that's about. Yeah, we don't have a pocket. Not that I know of. We don't have a apothecary. I can't fucking say it right now.
Yeah, no, they're all right. That apothecary, if that's the one you're saying, that one's dope.
Yeah.
They make really, yeah, they had this Maui Wowie that was really nice. Alchemy was nice.
I want to say like Nature's Grace. I think I've seen around, and I think maybe even you gave me some when I went up and saw you up there, and I remember it being quite nice.
Yeah, that stuff was super nice.
Yes. So I might go with them.
I wish they'd get on the solventless game, honestly. But
yeah,
I don't even want to know what they charge with that. With the prices they're charging right now. But
I know that's the hard part to sit over there. You know, I'd sure like to support fucking somebody, you know, who could use it and make something, you know, decent. But
I'm gonna get me a little
around here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get me a little washer. I've been talking with this guy, GrowFundMe, on IG. Did the logo for him, and he makes some phenomenal fucking. He doesn't have a cold room, he doesn't have a freeze dryer, anything, and he makes some super tasty rosin. Burns nice and clean. It's a lot better than a lot of the street shit I've gotten here in Chicago and stuff like that. So I'm excited to be able to give that a little whirl. He's gonna kind of walk me through it and stuff. So I'm really excited to be able to dip my toes in that world. I'm about to do my last dab of. I got some chopped cookies rosin. I'm gonna shut up and take a dab now. So
I can. There's so much of that sounds like it's going around right now. Is some trop cookies or some Tropcan? Man, I want to get on some of that. I need to get it fucking popped. Because it's sitting there. But fuck
that rosin.
I keep hearing it.
Inky, man. That shit is. And with that Tropican, it's just that when you get that. The right one, it's just that same smell, same taste every single time. It's something that I enjoy. It's just something that's very overpowering too, though. I feel like so. Yeah. I think I'm gonna get some. I can't remember what he said he had. Ghost something OG rosin that I should be getting some today. That I'm pretty excited about. So, yeah. Cheers. Dab time.
Fuck that up. So what was you showing us, Johnny? You fucking walked through. What was you showing us?
Oh, I was just looking at Rosin Man's plant. It's getting close. I gotta check the dates on it. But it's getting real close there.
Oh, is that Granddaddy garlic? Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it smells the longer I was having a mixture smell of onion/garlic, but it's standing 2 feet away from it, I could smell the garlic more now. She's pretty.
She looks pretty.
Yeah, that is a beautiful plant right there.
And then here's one of my new favorites that's in the room is that Dracary's, man. That Gorilla Glue 4 crossed with 398 Bubba. It's got a nice high to it. Real great.
It's that Cat2, right?
Yeah.
Cat2 does the Dracary. That's what I thought. Yeah.
And then here's the ever controversial Roadkill Skunk. I don't like this pheno though. I don't like that pheno.
What's wrong with that pheno?
What's wrong with that one?
It just the first pheno I found was more of a cherry with skunk on the end, and I like that fruity flavor when you inhale, and then when you're exhaling, you would get that hint of skunk off it. Well, this one I enjoy that cherry flavor at the beginning versus I don't know. I just don't care for the second pheno of it that we found. But the first one,
enough, man.
The first,
you're not gonna like everything you grow.
No. That's like I had somebody the other day, one of my patients say to me, well, I really like this one. And then I had another guy come back because I didn't like the taste of it. To me, it tasted bland. It was my red hair skunk. It's a great high, don't get me wrong, but to me, it didn't have them terps and flavors I was expecting to get out of it. So I was kind of disappointed. And I was going to throw it out the window, but I had 3 or 4 of the guys that are patients that say, "Hey, I like that." So I guess I'll keep growing it, even though I don't like it.
That's kind of the funny part, you know, when you're growing for somebody else and trying to help them out, that you got to make that sacrifice in your garden for them, you know. You're like, it's great, you know. Eventually, I'm gonna smoke some of that too. It ain't my favorite, but you know, it's for the patient, you know. It's not for you. So,
Yep.
fucking cheers to you for opening that spot for somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck, I still got to do something with that fucking tincture I got made up upstairs. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do with that yet.
What are you
whether I'm
doing
gonna
after
let
the
it-
show today?
Yeah.
Like an hour after the show, I gotta make some so I could send some out to the panel along with the shit I was saying I was doing. It's supposed to be Christmas gifts, but I suck at mailing. All right, so there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4 of you fuckers I want to mail onto this panel right now, so I can make that. Send out some other shit I gotta make, but I'll show you how to go through it step by step. I'll just put you on video with me, and we'll just fucking go through it.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I ain't got nothing to do today.
I need you to motivate me. So like an hour or two after the show's over, fucking hit me up and be like, "Yo, get off your ass. Let's do this."
Don't make me send Driz over.
If you got to do that too, I mean, I'm gonna give him a hug before he whoops my ass, and then I'll hug him afterwards. But either way, he has to know he's getting 2 hugs. So if he comes over, be prepared for that.
Where'd he go?
I'd actually open that up to, we'll do it in Discord if anybody else in our Discord wants to see how I make the THC lean. Fucking, they could jump in and watch.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, the only reason I need the few hours is so I can throw my grain alcohol and shit in the freezer. Fucking, it's not in the freezer right now, so it's got to get cold. So anybody that wants to do it, get your material, get your freaking alcohol into the freezer, let it get cold for a couple of hours, and then I'm gonna jump on with Johnny and show him how to do it. I'll show you guys how to do it, or you can just ridicule me the whole time I'm doing it. Whatever makes you feel good.
Hey, Fluffs, how's that stranger danger doing?
He brought him home. He gives him candy.
It's dude, that plant grew so fucking cool. You know, it like grew like it wanted to grow in a production facility. You know what I mean? Like every bud was the same size, the same shape. It had fucking tops for days that I did not train into it. I mean, that thing just, it grew out and like bushed itself almost perfectly on its own. You know,
That was
it
on
did do
top?
it a little. What's that?
That was on top?
No, I topped it once.
Okay.
Just, you know, I mean, I never not topped a plant. I did the one, and it's still weird to me that I did that. No, I topped it once, and it grew. It just kept like almost like topping itself. You know what I mean? It'd get a little heavy, it'd lean over, the new top would take its place, and then it just kind of strengthen up that branch, and so it grew great, man. The nose on it right now, you know, everything's drying right now, so I don't like to really fuck around with opening the door in there too much or anything. I like everything to stay up. But when I was hanging it, it's just got a, you know, like that BO funk that's in the background, and I want to say like a fake citrus, not really specifically lemon or lime. There's just like a citrus hint to it, but it's you know, that like fake cleaner citrus, with that underlying like body odor funk. So it's interesting.
That was one
I
of the
can't wait to see what
funkier. Yeah, it is definitely one of the funkier terp profiles I've had on like a weird level. On a, like, I couldn't describe. That was the one that I described as like meat terps. Like it was like salami, and I don't know. It was amazing. I love the high on it. Can't wait to pop some more. I still got a few more beans from them, so I'll probably pop a couple of those with the testers from Dave. I need more room. Anybody? I'm adoptable. Still.
I thought Blue Kids was adopting you. Did you fuck that up or what?
No, I'm still on the waiting period. I can't fuck that up. So
Yeah, you're working on the paperwork and
I can squeeze you in until she decides to take you, man. I like your cat. He's really cool.
he said, I don't know if I need to be adopted that bad.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
living with
if I could
profit is
bail, I
at your
would.
own risk type of thing, man.
If I could bail, I would, guys. Believe me, I've been like, Michigan, Illinois, Canada. Where do I want to go?
Until I can get up to Canada.
See, someone was at, I think Stoney was asking. The crescendo is just babies right now, but they will be getting posted on soon. They're only a couple nodes high, but they're going strong. So we'll see how the crescendo goes. I got a lot of cool stuff up right now that I'm super excited about, and now it's just a matter of getting some sex out, just see what females I got, and then start transplanting into bigger pots and start rocking and rolling. So. As soon as I get all that figured out and I can find some girls and whatnot, then off to the races.
So forgive me, but I got a couple of technical questions. If you could just bear with me, okay? One. Okay.
You technical questions? Come on, no way.
Well, I thought I pretty much had it beat. I had it figured out, but every now and then it gets me. Anyway, here's one thing. Some people are really, really capable of paying attention to Zoom and chat. And the first name that comes to mind when I'm looking at our panel is Fluff. But I think of other people like, I'm sure there's lots of people out there, but then there's people like me that I just, I'll be focused on Zoom and then something will catch my attention and then I get focused on chat and then somebody saying, Rick, hello, you there? I'd like to figure out that tech because I miss a shitload in chat and you guys, I mean, yeah, you're the show. You really are. Anyway, the other thing is, okay, it was
Want to know the
DP.
key behind it, Rick? I'll tell you the key behind it real quick. All right. So basically, just check chat whenever Prophet's talking. Okay? He's not saying anything worth a damn anyway. So you can totally tune out what Prophet's saying. Check chat. That's how you keep up with chat. Do it. Just get Prophet on a rant and just be like, all right, now I can check out for a bit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You should have never exposed that info to him. He needed to learn that himself. The rest of you guys knew that, all right? I was just waiting for the late bloomer to show. I figured he learned as well as his autos grow. So it was gonna take him a little while for him to figure that out. But no, you done ruined it, man.
Just got caught up on chat. Good job, Rick.
Fuck.
And of course, thank you. I just glanced over here. I am in fucking Top Chat. Fuck, is it that hard?
You see?
I'm slacking on my job. I'm sorry, guys.
Not even that. I mean, he's got to learn. All right. This is where being stupid is going to start hurting.
That was a good one.
Oh, I deserve that. Yeah. And please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Oh, we haven't heard.
Fisher, it does get fucking annoying when you're seedling, you're watching it, and you're like, nah, a couple more days, it'll be fine sitting there, and that little bastard just keeps stretching up and up, and then just falls over. You're like, oh, you fucker.
Hey, Rick, can I make a suggestion, man?
You don't have to, my friend, because
are we thinking the same thing?
Yeah, I haven't made mention of our Patreon supporters for a whole year, and my computer's kind of slow, but. Let me please bring up that other little techie question. Hey, Raider, how are you? Yeah, Raider got me. Thanks. Now I forgot. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, so.
Can we put a Patreon link in? Are we amazing and no one has a Patreon link to put in there? We used to rely on Raider to hook us up with that and Hurton, but they don't do that anymore for us. And I don't know if we have the link.
Fucking slackers.
I don't have the
They're in
link.
chat right now being slackers. I'm calling you out, Raider, because I know Hurton's sleeping.
Holy shit, scared the shit out of me. But there they
That
are.
Raider is in chat because I just sent him a chat. Sent him cheers. So I know he's in there.
He's in there.
What's that?
Get it, read them bastards off. We love these
Yeah,
people.
yeah. So thank you so much, Patreon supporters, Crazy Pop Mom, Stony Rockefeller, Uncle Rick. Oh, gotta throw in a little plug for Uncle Rick. Oh, and that's my other technical question. So, Raider Dank Vader, Hypothetical Genetics, BC Stoner Mom. Dave's not here. Sticky Icky Cookie, OP7420, Lobster Bush Bro, Papa Z, G-Bay Genetics, Colton Bridge, Astro Charlie, Eric Taylor, 420 Green Goddess, Terra Love 420, and South Nelson Farms. Thank you so much. There,
It's
that's
been a
it for
while,
the
but
year.
thank you all.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and then I'll shut up.
I
But
appreciate you all.
a long time ago, DP, very loving me, gave me the nickname of Uncle Rick. I still think to this day he's trying to adopt me. I worry about him, but anyway, I thought, well, that's okay. So I wanted to, when I started a new channel, I wanted to carry that name to the new channel, and it wouldn't let me. There was absolutely no way it would let me. So I had to form another name. But because of that, I guess it's Google. Google owns YouTube. I'm not sure. But then I was stuck in the middle. I had a new Let's Be Buds over here, and I had Uncle Rick in chat. Ah, son of a bitch. I just looked today. Let's Be Buds. What is going on? It bothers me.
One day, Rick, you just need to fucking find all your shit,
Dude, I gotta tell you.
consolidate it, change names, fucking make it all streamlined, buddy. You got to do it, man. You got to
Well,
do it.
never gonna happen.
Hey, you know
Rick, it
what?
sounds
You
like
should just do a few tests online. Your 5-minute tests on your channel. Miranda can walk you through and just straighten your ass out, get you all squared away, right? And you can do it live for everybody. Everybody loves your little 5-minute tests. You know, they love to see you guys fucking around trying to figure out how to be humans.
Or ask DP how to do it.
Hey, Rick,
Rick
did you
thrives
go-
on chaos.
Maybe hire a 10-year-old. I don't know. I
Whoa,
just
whoa, 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 whoa.
come on. That's not
Uncle
that's
Bad
not
Touch. Relax.
that's not the Uncle Rick in me, okay? It's
The Uncle Bad
respect for
Touch coming out, right? Let me guess. That's a great fucking alibi.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move
Hey,
on.
Rick, didn't you say you had a computer? Didn't you say you had a computer guy?
Yes, I
Fire
do.
his ass and find a new one.
No. He's my
in the basement.
Apple. He's my Mac computer guy. He doesn't do social media. I gotta find somebody else for that. Yeah, but we'll figure it out.
To all of our, our tent growers and all us, broke people who like to set up shit anywhere and everywhere we can. So I set up a new tent over in the corner, right? And so I'm trying to figure out, I want to make a perpetual tent that I can do like 3-gal pots and just, a small little like 4x4 turn and burn type thing. While I have my bigger tents where I grow my plants that I, take my time. The ones I want yield and stuff out of, I'll put in the bigger tents. But what I found out is I don't think I have a good corner in the winter time. That tent itself just seems to be struggling. And the humidity just gets sucked out of it instantly. It's in the corner. It's in the back corner of a house, there's no heat by it. So it's just taking all the cold from the cement walls on both sides of it, the zero humidity. So what do you guys think? Do you try to struggle through it? You know, if it's just going to be kind of a little perpetual tester, how would you guys deal with it? Are you just going to struggle through it, do what you can, you know, make it kind of like a little challenge to yourself to fix that environment as much as you can yourself, to spend the time on it? Do you just call it a loss and, you know, fire it up when the conditions are a little bit better? You know, what would you guys prefer to do?
I'm stubborn as fuck, so I would make it work somehow. Straight up. Especially given my situation where we all struggle for space, but like literally, man, I've got fucking plants hidden in like the food pantry, for fuck's sakes. I'm using that as a fucking breeding area right now. So if I had the spot where I could actually legit set up a fucking tent, I would figure out how to make it work some way, shape, or form. It might end up having to be a veg area because it's too hot and you don't want your plants blooming in there, or maybe you're the same thing because it's too cold or humid. You know what I mean? Like, it's just I would figure out how to make it work, and because also more plants is better than less plants, in my opinion. I'm fucking greedy.
Right, that's always the case, and that's what I think. You know, I mean, being as I want to kind of run it as a perpetual now, you know, maybe have 2 plants every couple weeks come out, and that'd be great. And I was thinking it's almost a bonus too, you know, struggling through it, and if it's just going to be small pots, it's going to be a turn and burn. It's a great test tent. Let's be honest. I mean, I can torture the shit out of a plant. So, you know, do we just call it a tester and we see if, you know, do what I can to make them struggle through, and then we consider that a good test, and then anything that survives that and comes out dank gets thrown in the big tent with all the love and care, and something fucking super badass comes out of it.
That's definitely.
Well, you know, you're gonna have to have 2 tents at least, because you're gonna have to have one for veg and one for flower.
Oh, I've got that covered, bud.
He's got
Okay,
tents
so
going on. Yeah, but I mean that's kind of like you've seen my place, Fluff. It's a cement box with wood floor, you know what I mean? And it's in Chicago, so it's hard to get environmentals in here, especially. I mean, I got a fucking radiator that kicks on once the whole building hits a certain temperature, you know, so there's no way of me being able to control all that stuff. So what I really try to do is just get my environmentals inside my main room in check. But that's one thing I'm running into now is the humidity. With it being so cold, it just sucks it all right out. And so I'm just gonna get a small little heater as well for the closet, because that bathroom just sucks in so much cold air that it would be able to, just a little small space heater is something that I'm gonna definitely get. I got that coming this week, and I just always have to have that humidifier going, and even within, it's still hard to get up outside of the tent.
Oh man, yeah, the humidity here just dropped, you know, recently when the temperature finally fucking, dude, the humidity fucking straight up plummeted with it. I'm having a hard time getting above like 40%. Yeah. And luckily enough, my drying room with it kept closed and whatever is going on in that room, it's staying at like 50% right now, which is not great. Everything's dry, but since the temperature is getting so damn low, it's kind of compensating a little bit for being a little less humid.
You use a room or a tent?
Seems so far. I got it in a room. It's in its own room now. I figured that one out. So that's cool.
It's easier for me. I feel like, well, in my situation at least, to try to, I got to at least dedicate a tent to the drying to keep those environmentals in check, because
I used to do that. Yeah, I was the same way, because, well, in one, I wanted to, you know, the carbon filter, you know, I wanted to be able to suck the smell out, not, you know, fuck with everybody. So now that I'm just kind of not worrying about is some of those things, you know, I'm going to get them squared away. Like, I will get a carbon filter for the dry room, but I don't, at the moment, I don't want to, because the environment in there is perfect. And if I start sucking all of the, you know, if I put it on a constant cycle to where that's taking the room and extracting it, then it's going to fuck that whole environment up. And then I don't have that perfect, dry room. That's been working out great for me. So that one's kind of an issue. That mean I would have to go back to drying in a tent and do things like, setting the environment, and it's not going to be anywhere near as good as what I was doing before. But I used to have to do that. If the plant came down, it got dried in the tent that it came down in, because that was the only way to control
Not to
it.
have to use a dehumidifier. I'm always having to humidify, especially with drying.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
right now especially. Yeah, it's crazy. We got that Colorado humidity going on where you can fucking just crisp it up in no time.
Yeah. So. I'm smoking a joint of that apple fritter, the Lumpy's cut. Whew. It's nice. It's nice and stuff.
Hey, Shredder, did you ever think about just distilling your own water? Buy one of them little distillers. You can freaking make your own pretty quick. Be a lot cheaper that way.
I'm not sure that what are they worth? I remember seeing one like 20 years ago, and
I got my distiller that I used for my RSO to reclaim my alcohol, and it's just a normal tabletop water distiller, and it was $128 or something like that.
wow, okay,
Yeah, and I think it's
like a
4 liters, 4 liters at a time. So,
is that just like a regular old still? Like
it's just a water distiller. I mean,
you're just putting water.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a giant, like weird fucking coffee pot type thing. It looks like it's got a coffee pot hanging outside, and almost like one of those old air popcorn machines or something, right? But then it just spits out the water. It's great. So.
Yeah, cool. No, I remember looking at one 20 years ago. Obviously, it was a lot bigger. I remember it was sitting way. I used to buy distilled water by the jug, and remember seeing it up there and thinking that'd be cool. But it was like $1,000 for that thing.
So can I jump in here for a sec, boys? I think we need to give a huge motherfucking shout out to Ziggy's Garden. I just got an email saying that they're our newest Patreon contributor. So thank you very much, Ziggy. We love you. And with speaking of the Patreon, we're damn near at that dollar figure that I had in mind, where we're gonna start popping out the merch here. So when February comes around, that dollar figure, that threshold will be crossed. And we're just waiting on a little bit of artwork, and then we'll get some t-shirts and stickers and all that shit coming out. So thank you very much to all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you to everyone that supports us, period. It doesn't matter if you support us financially or if you're just here in the chat watching us. It's all the same to us. Just, if you're helping us pay the bills, it helps. And like I said, that's going to be the first round of merch right there. That was all from you guys helping us, because you believe in what we're doing here. We believe in what we're doing here. And as I've said it before, I figured if you would have asked me a year ago where I thought the show was going to leave off at the end of last year, it was about where I figured we would be. And so I've got some good ideas for some shit we're going to try and pull and get away with and do this year. We're going to have a lot of fun. You just kind of seen a little bit of it with us fucking around with the rumor mill. But that's all in good fun, man. You got to have fun.
I feel like I'm up for a fucking chopping block.
Will be if you don't get your fucking head out your ass and start bringing something to this show.
Yeah, I haven't heard from your mom for a while.
I only have my
What's
head
going
up my
on?
ass so I can see how the rest of you guys see the world in your perspective. Okay, that's the only reason I walk around that way. I'm trying to be compassionate to your feelings, all right, and the way you perceive things.
From what I'm hearing, I don't think I'm gonna have much trouble in talking Fluff into deleting that damn room of yours. So I'll tell you that right now.
Fluff won't touch my room because I got his address. I'll fucking fly down there so quick.
What do you do? Mail him a pair of shitty underwear?
Come over here and hug me? Oh no,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah, I will go over there to hug you. They call you an asshole and beg you for my room.
That's the story of my life, DP. Sorry, couldn't find that page. Numbers not in
I
service.
tried going to the link Kingfisher sent me in chat, and that's what popped up.
It's a virus.
I got to thank Kingfisher. He made a suggestion on me how to fix my name changing thing. Since I have the floor for a second before somebody cuts me off here, I got another challenge. Just like when I send an email, and sometimes it might not formal, but it might be like, important, not important. Just anyway, my reply on the end of, thank you very much. Sincere regards, Uncle Rick. And so I sent some information off for my son to his colleague. And then we ended up, because it wasn't working, of course. Why would somebody leave me with technology? And finally she phoned me and said, look, take a picture of it and here's my cell number. Can you do that much? And I said, okay. And I said, no problem. And then so she says something like, oh, well, that's very nice of you to do all this for him. I can see why he calls you Uncle Rick. I said, well, no. So I really should fix that little thing too. Anyway. If anybody has Kingfisher, I've already cut and pasted your answer over here, and I'm gonna, once we're off the air, I'm gonna try to figure that out. Anybody who knows how to fix that little thing, that'd be cool too. Thank you. Good to see you, Captain 420.
Well, I don't care what name you have up there, you're always gonna be Uncle Rick to me.
Ah. No, I don't know. I thought that was cool.
I call you Dad sometimes.
Only because we're sons. We have sons from different mothers or something like that.
No, you're banging my mom.
I lovingly refer to you as my stepson.
Well, you both have another thing in common. Both of y'all have sucked on Prophet's mom's titties before.
Wait a minute now. I've done no such thing.
Right?
I'm talking to Prophet.
I was even a C-section baby. I was not going on to that fucking hole. I held on like this. They had to cut me the fuck out. Right?
Oh, fuck. Fucking funny.
Prophet's reaction there tells me he was probably breastfed till he was 17, but I love you, brother.
I'm adulting now.
Yeah, fun. This is I love you guys, man. This is always a lot of fun, like when you're down in the dumps and you come and hang out here, and it's always brightens your spirit. I was in a great mood already, before we started this. It's just like, if I don't go straight into nap mode whenever we're done here, it's going to be one hell of a day. I'll tell you that. Well, even if I did go straight into nap mode, it's going to be a hell of a day because naps.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Get up at 5:15 in the morning and put the coffee on and roll a big fat joint and just get fucking stoned and laugh and have a great time, and then turn this thing off and go to bed.
Yeah.
Great way to start a Sunday morning.
It always is. It always
Sundays
is.
are supposed to be lazy and fun, and I feel like we do that perfect.
It's 10:30 now, so I mean, I'm several hours ahead of you guys. I'm good and toasted. By the time we're done with this thing, I'm like, should I sleep or should I just keep moving? Because if I stop, I'm fucked.
I think you're just lazy. That's all there is to it.
You're right. I'm not even going to deny that. You're right.
How much longer you got in flower, Prophet?
Well, with the Grimdica, I want to say done. I'd like to be at 4 weeks, like chopped and shit like that, not cured and shit. That's going to be another week or two. The Prophet's going to run a little longer. She's more sativa dominant. I'm probably halfway with her.
This is your first time running that one?
Yes, it is. And I'm running them on the HPS. And my next round is both Grimdica and Prophet which I'll be putting through with my new LEDs, so I can actually have a visual of the difference between the two, because I'm
You
real
have them
obsessed with
vegging on
that
your
shit.
LED right now, right?
I
Like
have
you have your next round
everything
vegging
on the, yes, is on the
LED now.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so you're gonna go and see a complete transition from your
Yep.
lighting change. Is 100% in one run. You're gonna see it how it's changed the whole way out. That is awesome.
That was part of my whole plan, because I'm like, how can I truly tell? I mean, yeah, you could tell, but let's see how the plant grows differently compared to the fucking HPS. Let's see what the end result is. Let's see,
If
all that.
anything, yeah, I feel like your quality is gonna get an increase. I really do. Just seeing the way you grow, everything that you do, I really think that you're gonna have a good result with this. And I think the biggest thing you're gonna find that you love is working under those lights and looking at your plants and how you're really gonna be able to see what your plant is doing so much better than under those HPS hoods. Because I know you're not rocking Method 7s, right? You're not rocking glasses so that you can see what your plants actually look like under those lights, right? No, you got to turn your shit off, turn a different light on, and by then your eyes are already fucking wonky and you can't see bright colors anyway. So yeah,
like
you're gonna fucking love those.
the quick
their
15
LEDs.
seconds I have when I turn an HPS on, it's white light, so I can kind of like glance over everything before that gold color comes in.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, Prophet, do you have a meter or some way to measure the light? I don't know how accurate they are, but I've been giving this a lot of thought. But I do believe that there's an app. You can download an app, free, I think. I don't know too much about it. And now I suppose if you get something for free, it's how much can you trust it? But for making comparisons, I would think it would be okay. What I'm concerned about, quite frankly, is all these LED companies coming out, and they got all these big fucking numbers, and all they're doing is fucking with your head. They're trying to confuse you, and especially even once you get past all those big numbers, then they will make a claim that they are X number of watts. And I don't know. I look at some of them and think, they call themselves 1,000, and then they somewhere they write down 100 watts or something, and I don't trust any of that bullshit.
Fluffy, he helped me. If it wasn't for Fluffy, I'd probably be screwed at that because when you're like, oh, I want an LED 1,000 watt to replace my 1,000 watt HPS, it don't work that way. I moved up to a 4,000 watt LED to fucking replace my HPS.
No.
Am I wrong?
No, it should go down. Yeah, like
you went to 650 watts, I believe.
Yeah, well,
it's
advertised as a 4,000 watt fucking light. I can show it to you.
Well, no, that's like what.
Okay, no, it's not advertised as that's a serial
the
number.
model
It's not advertised as a 4,000 watt light.
The serial number might be 4000W, and you look at it and go, oh, that's the serial number? No, that's the watts.
Okay, see, that's why I have Fluff. Okay, otherwise I would have been fucked.
They're PB1000.
Right, exactly.
And at first glance you're like, oh shit, yeah, 1,000, but they're 100 watts.
Yeah.
And that's if it's pulling a true 100 from the wall. I mean, it's not pulling 90.
I'm running this LED game, dude, and if it wasn't for this fucking panel and a lot of the guys in chats, I would be fucking lost. Like I would have tried to flower under two of my veg LEDs. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. The one for these guys telling me like, no, it doesn't work that way. You want to get this to replace this. I needed to be walked through it. I still don't understand it, and I will admit that. But I know people that do, so I kind of slack on that info.
I think that it's what you're doing. The side-by-side test is fantastic, and I'm going to enjoy watching it. But I would like to know, and you know what? It's not par. There's something now. I think it's called U-moles per joule, or like somebody with a shitload more knowledge than me.
I've heard of lumen.
there's par, there's lumens, and there's this U moles per joule, and it's I'm not even going to begin. Ziggy's over there. There's a lot of other.
Nobody smarter than us is going to explain it to us.
No, and they are costly, these meters. However, they tell a true story of what's actually going on. And okay, worst case scenario, you're going to do this side by side, and you're not going to get the true results. That's all. I'm just suggesting.
No, I think you're there, but that's nitpicking to me and spending wasteful money. I can visually see it. I can taste it in the difference.
Yeah.
As long as I can do that, my brain will tell me, obviously, I've done better. If I've ended up with a better yield, that's a end result, a better end result, then common sense has to dictate that.
Oh, yeah.
It's better. I don't need to know all that shit. That doesn't concern me. All I need to know is that I made an improvement, or I need to go back.
No, you're absolutely right. And I guess all I'm suggesting is there's like you're comparing LED to HPS. I'm comparing LED companies to other LED companies.
Gotcha.
So.
And Rick, I think that's another thing that you're saying. If you're worried about what their efficacy really is and everything like that, is like we were talking about a show or two ago, is the company within themselves. If you're just doing like a cheap knockoff brand, you might have to be concerned about what they're actually advertising and stuff. But, some of these other companies that have quality control testing and all that stuff that you can actually tap into and read for yourself and talk to people, customer service representatives or whatever, who have you. I think that has a big part, so you can just rest a little bit more assured, I guess, if you don't want to have to spend all that money for a meter, or if you're that worried about it.
Hey, and people are on YouTube, man. I mean, search fucking YouTube. There's so many people who they're actively testing lights with their meters. They're plugging this shit in. They're testing it. They have these expensive meters we all would love to have and play with, but they're doing it. And I can almost guarantee you can find the light that you were looking for and somebody's testing it. All right. And don't just look at one person's fucking test, look at a few people's reviews, because there's the non-objective people out there. There's people getting sponsored to do these videos and everything else. So, go through a couple, look at these actual numbers with these actual meters, and read the fine print when you go to buy that damn light. Don't look at the fucking hype words. Go look at the actual, click the damn thing that says info and look at the real numbers. Look at the real wattage. Look at, are they buffering those numbers with like UV lights? Because you might not be getting that far from like the UV or whatever. I'm not going to say I know 100% on that stuff, but that was a big reason like the blurples were done, because they pump out more light with less wattage. So the whole reason the blurples were designed was from fucking NASA, so they could grow cheap food in space with high powered, a lot of photons with not a lot of power, so, blurples typically that was their selling point way back when, so it's do a little research before you get into it. If those numbers bother you, if you're like what Prophet says, like what I say, hang that fucking light up and look. But do your research first, know what you're getting. I don't think I have a 6,000 watt light hanging up. I have a 650 watt light hanging up. And when they claim that shit, the first thing I do is plug it into a meter to see if they're lying to me on their shit or not. But, I hit my shit on 100%. And yes, it draws 650 watts from my wall. So they're there. And I've done a little bit of the research, and I look at my plants daily, and I see what's going on, and that's where my comparison comes from. So I kind of bargain shop my shit. I use Flies on lights. They're cheap, man. They're coming in at like $1 and even less than that a watt. They don't run real fucking hot that I've seen. Some of them do, but not the big bars that I have now. They run great, Could I get another company and probably be a little bit better? Yeah. But I don't think it's worth the extra, you know, $300 in difference of the light with the same wattage and, you know, the same bullshit that I'm going through, you know, but that's what I think. You know, I did research and I liked them, you know, and so I bought one. And after I used one, I was like, yeah, you're right. This is a decent light. So that's how I did mine. You know, I mean, that's how most of us should do it. But I did a lot of research, man. I watched lighting freaking companies, you know, or people test lights all the damn time. Now I'm trying to get away from that because every time I watch one, I'm like, ooh, I need that light. So I got to stop watching.
When I went from a T5 and I put the LED in there, and I'm only running at 40%. Within 2 days, I could see a difference, but I don't want to be delusional. But after a week, man, I could see a major fucking difference. Like, major. And I was like, all right, we got to move up the flower and see what happens in there. And that's the only reason I decided to even do this, is because of what I saw happen in my veg area. And I was like, shit, let's up the power and put one in the goddamn flower room and see what happens. You know, it was all visuals. Like I couldn't give you the specs, I couldn't give you shit, but I visually could see a growth increase and a density and everything else growing better than on the T5 that I had before for low efficiency lighting, you know, to grow. It's freaking they love this full spectrum, man. Like,
oh, so you went from T5s to yeah, I know that.
Yeah, big jump. Big jump.
But I mean, I've been under LEDs before. I had a 600 watt. It was a blurb or whatever. That's why I kind of
but that's like
straight
saying
away.
I had
Straight away. I understand. That's why I straight away. But yo, after watching, and it was really you guys and a lot of people on Cannabis. I watched all you guys for a fucking year, growing under LEDs and everything else, and that's what pushed me. And I was like, let me try just a small transition into veg. Did that, thoroughly enjoyed it. My electric cost is minimal. Now I'm like, what can I do to my flower? Can I drop the power bill on my flower and come out with a better product?
Yeah. And you're doing it the right way, just slowly transitioning. Fluffy,
using the same plants so I can have a positive fucking outcome when it comes to the experiment.
Yeah, definitely. Fluff, do you recall when you were doing that switch from HPS to LED, some of the things that you recall that were quite visible, obvious?
Like obviously, I would constantly see because I was never going to buy, you know, Method 7s or anything either. You know, I would just wear sunglasses, so you never really could see. That was the biggest thing. I was able to see so many different slight minor variations in my plant. You know, when I could instantly see when my plant started to be a little nitrogen deficient, because, you know, you could see that slight yellowing or that the green getting lighter, you know. Whereas in HPS, even when you know, I'd be in there, I'd turn the lights off, I'd turn the white light on, but your eyes still have to adjust to that for a while. You know, you're kind of washed out. So that was one of the big things, was to visually see the health so much better in my plants. And then heat, I mean, basically I could, heat just was not a non-fucking factor anymore at all. So those were some of the biggest things. And then I got less stretch in the stretching phase of flowering. I definitely got less stretch under mine. They just, you know, I don't know if it's that ultra red, you know, that having so much more red, but all of my lights were in the 3,500 Kelvin range. So, you know, I was a little more on the bluer side than I was on, you know, the red side. So, you know, that's going to help, you know, minimize the stretch anyway. So, you know, was it just because of that specific spectrum? Was it because of the LEDs? You know, that's all. It's not speculation. It's probably a little bit of both, you know. But so those were the definite glaring differences that I noticed.
Also switched to LED in my veg so I could do fucking autos as well. That was like another thing that pushed me to switch over.
Okay.
Like I
Yeah.
wanted to be able to veg and do autos
Sure.
in the same room. So that's why I went to LED.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot about too is
Because I want to be part of the future,
UV
man.
and IR light in with your LEDs, because like the Canon, they don't have any UV or IR support on them whatsoever. So if you're trying to, that's something else that I've been hearing more and more about on other podcasts, just for total cannabinoid content and everything like that, is having those good spectrums in there that a lot of people overlook. So
You're talking about the UVA?
I possibly, I don't want to say something, misinformation, but yeah, just UV and IR. Those are ones that have been overlooked for a long time, for what I've been hearing. And so they're able to do a lot more studying, or they have been doing a lot more studying with LEDs, obviously. And just something I've been hearing a little bit more as of lately with all the new light and stuff. So
yeah. What you got over there, Caribou?
Well, I was looking at the time, I realized we managed to get about an hour and a half into the show without talking about our official sponsor of the show, Mr. Hypothetical Genetics, Hypothetical Gardener. You can find him on Cannabis and Instagram. Both of those are at Hypothetical Gardener. Now, I'm sorry, folks, I don't got the best lighting here, but this is one of Hype's hashing gots right here. One of the reasons why Hype is an official sponsor of this show is because pretty much everybody in our crew has grown his genetics at one point in time. Most of us have his stuff grown in our garden right now. Everybody stands by what he's growing. So reach out to him if you need some elevated CBD lines. He's working on some new stuff that should be coming out before too long here. I'm not going to give you a date because honestly, I don't know it. I just know it's coming down the pipeline real soon here.
Just go ahead and make up a date, okay?
Fuck next week. He's dropping new shit next week, guys. Hit him up. He'll have that shit in the mail. Fucking, if you place your order today, he'll have that shit in the mail by Thursday. It'll be on your doorstep next Friday.
Hey, listen, what that's a beautiful structure on the plant. That's my comment. And I'm curious what day it is.
Okay, so I don't have my notes in front of me. November 22nd or 27th are it's one of those days. So you're out there, and this thing, it stayed in a solo cup for about 20 days in around there, if I recall, because it just, whatever was going on in life, it didn't get transplanted for a while. So I was worried it was I've heard about, when they hit the taproot hits the bottom and then they start to trigger, and it didn't. It got a little bit bigger, and all signs of this thing is nothing but health. We got some nice little buds, as you seen right here. It looks like it'd be about the equivalent of about week 3 of flower, if it was a photo period, and coming along real nice here. I'm happy with it. I'll be thinking about popping another one real soon here, just so that you kind of, maybe if you harvest one a month or every few weeks, we'll get that rotation figured out. Kind of like how DP's, he just figured out a new spot for his autos, thinking, fuck, why put them in the closet if you're in the tent if you don't need it to? So throw them in the closet. It's similar scenario for me. I've got the furnace room is sort of like that area for me. There's a spot that's nothing to really put there, right? You could maybe put boxes there if you want to store shit there, or you could put a couple plants there.
It'd be nicer if you could just stick it in the front window. But
wouldn't that be great? Maybe some like freak show, auto flowering freak show could be fun. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So when you transplanted that from the solo cup, were the roots were they pretty full?
They not as full as you might expect. I wouldn't have tried if it was a photo period. I would not have transplanted it at that point. Usually you would wait for a more fuller root mound, or at least I typically would. Where there was roots there. Don't get me wrong, but it's just it wasn't that like, okay, I'm ready to go to a new home kind of thing.
Yeah. It wasn't root bound.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I'm loving this plant. It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
So
Got a smell coming off it?
not yet. Not yet. Still too early. She's starting to get a little bit of trichome development, and she's gonna be a joy. So this one, as I said, is a hashing got, and I've got I'm thinking like, what should I do next? Yeah, you guys have grown most of his stuff by now. I've got all of his old stock available to me. So what would you guys recommend? I know he's got the Canon Co, sorry. The CBD's auto, I think, is what else does he have?
Do the Cannon Co.
Do the Canon Co?
Dude, it's so worth it.
There's a lot of people really like that Canon Co. Everybody I know who's tried it has thoroughly enjoyed it, and there's a lot of option for some really cool colors in the Canon Co. Sticky Bob, he did one, and that son of a bitch came out black. I mean, black. It was cool. Wow. And I don't think he was the only one who's popped that out of the Canon Co. So, and I believe from what I've heard, I haven't done the Canon Co. yet. It's coming up soon. I was trying some other new stuff, but I believe it's very close in terp profile to like the Hash and Got. So it's got that, that fake limey, citrusy, gassy, so that's what the Canon Co's, from what I understand, is. So
okay, I can get down.
Canon Co hit pretty hard too, man. Like I gotta give it that, and even the 1-in-1 had a real great blend to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a great morning.
Is Canon Co one of his elevated lines, or is that one of his THCs?
It's a 1-in-1.
Okay.
And he's got the F2 for the Canon Co.
The Canon Co is the high THC line.
Okay.
It's not his elevated CBD line.
Okay.
The F2s, he has the Hash and Got. I haven't got the grow yet, but I do have the seeds. That'll be one of the next in the garden.
Okay, that's exciting. I can't wait to learn about his new stuff that he's got coming out here soon. Don't call him saying that, hey, where's those new seeds that are coming out next week? You're gonna get a what the fuck answer from him if he replies to you at all.
Yeah, that.
That's just us fucking with you. But he I know he does have stuff coming. He did say something about possibly end of the month them coming down. I will say that much for him. And I was talking to him just yesterday or the day before, saying, actually it was yesterday, because I just finished the editing for his 1-to-1 ratio episode with him. And I want to do a second one with him where we specifically speak about his newer strains that are going to be available now or will be available in the near future. Kind of, we've all seen kind of how like RJ does his strain profiles when he releases a new strain. People know kind of what to look for in phenotypes, what to maybe terp profiles, et cetera, et cetera. So if we can get maybe hyped to maybe go on about that stuff, so people it's not quite like that box of chocolates that Forrest Gump went on about, then you got a good idea of what you might expect in there.
Every time I hear about Forrest, I just think about that Black Forest Fluff has going in his garden. Looks like a stellar plant.
That's a beautiful plant.
I'm fucking loving that thing right now. And the colors coming out are just I love when you get those like purples on the outside, like, the leaves, the sugar leaves and everything. They're all fucking dark, just purple. Some of them are a little red and rusty. Like there's a lot of cool color, but the bud itself is just staying like lime green. And I fucking love that look, dude. It's so cool. And it is just frosty as shit.
Who's the breeder on that? I know you mentioned this.
Rosinman 82 here in chat. He's the fucking same guy who did Johnny's Granddaddy Garlic there that he's got going. Dude, guys,
one of his strains.
Yeah, it's fucking badass stuff, man. And yeah, I like I said, I just pulled a nug off the other day. Took a lower, chopped her off. 2 days dry, dude. 2 days straight off the plant, and it still tastes phenomenal. So it's getting ready to come down, and I cannot wait.
I keep holding out hope that we might one day get Adam on the show. He keeps shutting us down, saying no, it's not his deal, and fair enough, man. We ain't gonna force it, but it is just like, like you keep hoping out one day.
If I keep instigating him every show, you think he'd come on and just want to be up?
No, I don't think it'll work.
One day it might happen. It might come on one day, no camera or something. Who knows?
Yeah,
It might.
well, it'd be good. It was great having Mobius on. It was fucking awesome getting to chill and my bullshit with him, man. It was that's almost as good as you get one half of the dynamic duo, so to speak. There, it was a lot of fun that episode.
Johnny, you're muted, bro.
I want to touch back on the LEDs because up till this summer, I shut down my room and I was running HPSs before. And then I switched over to all LED in here through the summer. And I've noticed a big difference in the LED, just like what Fluff was saying, the plant colors, everything, it just, everything is, I could see it better and it's showing in the work I'm doing. And the volume's getting better. The buds are getting more dense and thick, and I'm getting a lot more frost. But I want to iterate on that. I took all my HPSs out, and my brother, I sent him over to him. So now he's got his everything under the HPSs over there, and I got LEDs. So we're going to take cuts off the same plant and try to grow them out at the same time. So that's going to be where our comparisons are coming in, kind of.
Nice.
Plus I can compare because I'm running a lot of this. I got that perpetual, so I keep running the same shit that I've been running for fucking ever. And so I'm seeing the difference. I'm like, at first when I first started, I was pretty solid about them HPSs. Y'all know that, but I'm becoming a believer of the LEDs. I really am.
And how many LEDs do you have in that room?
In my 10 by 12 flower room, I got 1, 2, 3 PB 2000s, 1 PB 1000, and that 600R spec. So five lights.
So all I know is over the last year, we've convinced so many people to go LED and autoflower. I'm predicting that by the end of this year, we're going to have everybody convinced the earth is round.
Good fucking luck with that. You got better chance of me like transferring my whole house to LED.
Fucking Rick just with the gold right there.
And besides,
Oh,
you haven't convinced me of anything. All right, I just like to follow trends. I'm just that guy.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Prophet's like, I'll go back to sucking dick for drugs before I'll start talking like that.
Yeah, absolutely, straight up. At least I know that's real.
Nice hot meal you wouldn't have to cook up yourself either.
Well,
the way I figure, I don't know why we keep comparing LEDs to HPS anymore. You know what? It lights grow plants, all right, and some do it better than others. But you do it the way you like. If you're set up and you're comfortable with fucking running an HPS, man, do it. I don't fucking hate on you.
Yeah.
HPS grows fucking fine weed. All right, I'm gonna smoke the shit out of it. LED grows great weed. All right, I use LED because it is cheaper. I can run more lights. I can run more tents. I can do what I need. My shit's set up. I get quality. That's why I run LED. I can't afford to run HPS. If I had my way, honestly, I'd be running in an outside greenhouse with fucking supplemental fucking LED and HPS in it. That's how I would ultimately to do it myself.
Here. Actually, that's a very good point. And I would, for that reason, almost consider keeping at least one, because for one thing, well, if you have a heat issue, but also fuller spectrum. The broader the light spectrum, I believe, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, right? We're all trying to strive to be like the sun, all right? My fucking spectrums are nowhere near the sun, and I don't know how to get there. The only way I can even think about it is add different kinds of light. So, I've definitely thought in like, my 5x5, just adding something as simple as like 150 watt HPS. Just to get the spectrum, a little bit of the, it bounces off a little UV, so, and 150 watts of HPS isn't terrible. You know, it's not hard. It's not, and it's almost, you know, in these high powered environments, you're almost not even going to notice the fucking light in there. But
you need a
even
magnetic
that little
ballast,
dude
buddy?
adds. I don't give a shit what kind of ballast it is. But I would definitely try to go with a digital ballast instead. You know, we all know those fucking issues were kind of fucking silly. But that's kind of what I think, you know. And but even the thing is, even those little 150 waters, man, they will pump out some fucking heat. That's just a bad part about HPS, man. It's fucking pumps out the heat.
I think about we're like growing in my bedroom, which is upstairs, top level of a townhouse. And like this summer when it was getting fucking hot in there, trying to have those cannons in there. At one point I had 3 cannons in there. Well, still do. Right near hitting 40 degrees Celsius outside, whatever that turned out to. Still hot as fuck American temperatures too. We'll just go with that. And then you got I think of if I would have been growing with, say, I think the cannons are kind of roughly the equivalent of a 600 watt HPS, or roughly. If you're
340.
I think about having like 600 watt HPS lights or CMHs or whatever in there, cranking out that extra heat. I think, Jesus fucking Christ. Because as it was, we had one of those little portable air conditioners that you just run the fucking duct to your window in there, and that thing could barely keep us comfortable at night. So it's kind of a fucking yeah, it's,
and I mean, that's why those old fucking vented hoods were the shit, because, you know, you just sucked the heat out before it even had a chance to get in there. But damn, working under those son of a bitches, I mean, give you a fucking suntan, you know, it cook your ass, you know, working under them. But that you know, that was the easiest way to get the heat out. And you know, but you know, maintenance on that shit was another reason that HPS was such a pain in the ass. You know, you got like fucking Prophet's big Raptor hood, you know, and if you got that thing glassed off and you're venting that thing out, you know, you got to clean that giant piece of glass. You know, fuck that. You know, I mean, we've all heard or had worse stories, you know, fucking with those giant HPS hoods. So
I got rid of that glass. Fuck that glass.
Yeah, I know. Right. Nope. And most people did, right? Because fuck that glass. But then, you know, you it's harder to control the heat inside there once you get rid of that glass.
I don't have a closed room. I just put an 8-inch fucking fan, stick it through ductwork, and blow that heat right out, and it just goes through the rest of my basement. Like I said, I don't have a closed room. That's the benefit of having a closed room, and I'd rather not battle heat and spend the money to close my room off, which I've had closed room before. And I was always battling heat. Since I don't have a closed room, I don't battle heat, even with a fucking HPS going, even with my damn heater going, like my central heater in the same room. It's going to be interesting when I switch over to HPS, because I'll actually be reaching those cooler temperatures like at night and shit like that. And I won't be like striving with heat issues during the winter when my heat's going. But I mean, I've maintained pretty well because I haven't closed shit off. There's always a way for heat to go.
I was just thinking about Abolish talking about barrel bulb and that shit, man. Fucking anybody ever do the old where you just fucking barrel bulb it and just drop it off and let that bitch dangle? I try to get a little bit of that side out of it.
I haven't tried right in. You drop it from the thing. And I was always concerned.
Walk through there, fucking burn the piss out of your head.
I was wondering how many times am I gonna hit that thing before it hurts, like before I learn my lesson. So I never hung it, but I do have one.
One thing I want to do for this summer to help keep heat out of the bedroom, grow space, wherever it is I'm growing come summertime, is that idea is I want to put the drivers for my LEDs inside my ducting that's getting vented outside, so that heat just gets immediately dissipated out of the room. And one of the ideas I was thinking, well, if you just line those up inside the ducting, that's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, right? You're talking 6 or 8 inch ducting. I'm running 8-inch fans, but I was thinking, you can get those metal hoods with the glass enclosure underneath them, for the HPS bulbs. And if you were to rip the guts out of that, so it's not running electronics anymore, it's just a metal shell with the glass casing and then with the holes for the ducting in there. And if you were to put your drivers on that glass surface, and then have that, it could sit on top of your tent or wherever out of the way. Because in my case, I've got 3 drivers in my room, And so you have them kind of sitting on their sides or on end, whatever, side by side on the glass. And then it's, you know, the air that's running from your tent duct, taking the hot air out of your tent and exhausting, would take that, blow that over the fucking hot drivers, and then push that out the window and take it outside. So that way they don't even get a chance to heat your room. That makes sense to anyone?
It might have, but I wasn't
Yeah, I'm
paying
sorry, I was reading
attention.
chat.
Can
You
you
guys are all
repeat?
looking at me like I'm
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
Can you repeat that, please?
Sorry, I was dying.
No, I like
I
that. You had, but like you said, that'd be a lot of drivers inside of some duct work. So
But that's why I want to
like
use the metal
it.
casing with the glass, because then you're talking an area that's probably almost 2 feet wide that you could put them on in, right? Because it just opens up into a box-like structure, and it's made of metal and glass. So I would be comfortable putting the drivers on top of that, and without them doing anything bad that you'd want to, and then just run your cords, one to the power to the wall, and then the other one going to the actual light out to the other sides. That thing, just plug your ductwork in like that. I don't know, it makes sense to me.
I'm using mine.
You can do that with your digital ballasts as well. If you're running HPS or whatever, you just stick your ballast inside basically an enclosure and just blow the fucking heat from them right outside, so it doesn't enter the room.
I'm using it to my advantage right now because just the heat issue I have over here. So I just keep them inside my tent because I need the heat. So it's a nice option to be able to put in there or out. I do like that.
That is a good point. You know, it is nice to be able to move those fucking drivers out, because I definitely when I was using the cannons, I had, you know, I would definitely go through temperature swings. You know, when the AC was on in the summer, it wasn't quite enough to cool down, you know, with the driver in there. But in the winter time, when the heat's on, it still wasn't enough to warm the tent up enough. So being able to put that driver in, suck that heat back down to, you know, my plants and everything, it really was nice. You know, that was basically my heating source, was being able to move those drivers around. And anymore nowadays, my thought more is I put big ass fucking lights in there that are nice and overpowered. And then when I want more heat, I'll just turn the light up. Otherwise, I'll turn it down, and then my light works less, and I get less heat. And I'm still covering, you know, I still have plenty of PPF over the top of my canopy. So, you know, that's also a reason I kind of overdrive, you know, my tents and my lights like that, because, you know, a little bit of light adjustment can actually go a long way with that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I think, guys, it's about time I might have to start getting on with my day. What do y'all figure?
I guess we can let you go.
Yeah, dude, it's after 10. I got to get going.
Yeah, everybody, let's have a great day.
All right, it's been a
I'm
great
going for
show.
it.
Had a lot of fun. Profit.
Thanks for letting me back, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming back, brother. You were never gone. It's that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun working. I kind of blew up in our faces in a way, but I think we kind of saved it. Still had a bit of fun.
Yeah, it still ran pretty good, but it could have been better if we actually communicated real quick. And I did jump the gun. I will admit that.
Oh, well, next time. We're a couple of natural born shit disturbers, so I'm sure there'll be lots of more fuckery afoot, as our good brother Yuma fucking hot say. I want to give another big shout out to Abolished. Just giving me some hints and tips on editing and stuff like that, and gave me a little another good piece of advice that I don't really need to go into. He knows what I'm talking about there last night. And, you know, he's just an all around fucking great guy, man. We need lots of people like him in the community. And
right now.
Yeah, we do have a lot of teachers. It's great. Everyone chat, we love you. Ziggy, I do Patreon contributor. Thank you very much. That's great. And as we said, that's going to be hopefully sometime next month. We'll actually get the first bit of actual Caribou Heart TV merch out and available. Looking forward to that. Anyone else? You guys got anything else you want to say before we bolt?
Yeah, I just wanted to say the same. Thanks to everybody who shows up and listens to our bullshit, hangs out, has a good time with us. We appreciate each and every one of you, man. Thank you for always showing up, and I hope we see you all tonight to support another show. We'll all be there at the MBGS tonight, so fucking see you all there, I hope.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to endorse the same thing. Chat, thanks so much. This is definitely this is one of those days where I'm going to have to. Now, what happens? They don't allow, like, YouTube doesn't post the chat for like 24 hours or something like that.
Something along those lines. I think it might be 12-ish on mine. So 12 to 24. Just
you can see the show right away, but you can't. They make you wait for the chat. But yeah, one of those days I want to go back and run through the chat and see everybody.
Yeah, it's good times. With that, I think I think I'm spent.
You know what? Real quick, just another one too. I mean, go check out the Neighborhood Grows show tonight. Those guys are around, or not tonight, but when they're on, Neighborhood Grows, another great one. Great hangout, a bunch of good guys. They're all over supporting everybody too. So check them out. Future Cannabis Project. Go check out all these shows, guys. Great information, great shows. I know we see most of you guys there, but keep it up.
Yeah, Rick has a show.
Actually,
Rick's got it. Don't forget Let's Be Buds. I believe I saw Operation Grow in the chat earlier. He's got a great show.
Future Cannabis Project. I can't believe I forgot to mention this. From Talking to Bees, we've got Alex Hardy from the Paradigm Shift coming on this Tuesday. I am fucking beyond stoked for this show. I've said it a few times. I discovered this guy right before Christmas. I'd never heard of him, seen him, just flipping through the FCPO2 channel. And I was like, fuck, who's this dude? It's going to be something good. And it's just some old hippie looking dude telling stories, seems really knowledgeable in land races. He's done this bunch of wildfire fighting, a bunch of tree climbing and cutting and stuff like that. I'm fucking stoked. This is going to be a good show. I might even get a pen and paper out and write out some questions so I can have them sitting there in front of me. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
He's got a kindred spirit coming on. He's all excited. Look at him. He's giddy.
I know, right? This is I'm excited. This guy, he seems like a really fucking neat motherfucker. So.
You on your recommendation, I saw a couple of shows. Yeah, I'm fucking excited. Check them out. It's it'll be a great time.
Yeah, and okay, are we done, y'all?
Yeah, fuck.
All right,
get the fuck out of here.
Okay, we're out of here. It's coming on tonight. What is it? 6 o'clock my time. So is that 9 p.m. Pacific or Eastern? Michigan Growth Show. Be there, man.